Welcome to today's parent virtual meeting. We are with Modesto City Schools, and our team is the Student, Parent, and Community Support Services Department. Our team members are Mary Herrera, Patty Munoz, Stephanie Hoyos, Cynthia Gutierrez, and Rafael Arroyo. We are so happy that you have decided to join us today. Today's training will cover the app called Schoology. Our department will also have continuing trainings on all these topics that include Go to School Messenger, Schoology, and Power School for Parents. Now, before we begin and introduce our presenter, we have a couple of important items to cover. During this presentation, you will only be able to listen because it's a live event. However, please select the Q&A on the right side of your screen. You can type in your questions and we will try our best to answer as many questions as possible. You can also ask a question anonymously as well. So let's get started. For today's presentation, our presenter is Cynthia Gutierrez. We'd like to welcome Cynthia. Thank you for presenting to our parents today.
Thank you, Stephanie, and hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be here today sharing with you information about Schoology. Let's go ahead and get started. Today, we will be covering what is Schoology, why is this parent application important, how to create a parent account, how to navigate the application, and at the end of the presentation, I'll be sharing some resources and answering questions to the best of my ability. First, let's take a look at what is Schoology. Simply put, Schoology is a digital classroom. It's designed to maintain your student connected with their teacher and their school. So this is where everything that your student needs is posted and readily available for them. They will use Schoology to receive and submit assignments, check their progress, and keep track of their courses. Why is Schoology important? Our goal is for parents to have the ability to connect with their students' schools and have a way to communicate with teachers. Schoology gives parents a simple way to stay involved and be a part of the educational support system for their child or children. How to create a parent account. So we do have some videos that are available that explain how to sign up and use a Schoology parent portal on the web. These videos can be found in the Parent and Student Help Center by visiting our Modesto City Schools website, and we'll be going over them a little bit later in the presentation. Now, here's a step-by-step. Before trying to create an account, parents will need an email address and the access code. Okay? So schools have mailed out these access codes to your home address. Once parents have both their email that they're going to be using and an access code, all we need to do is follow the steps that are shown on screen to create a Schoology account. So if we look at number 1, first step is to visit www.schoology.com. We're going to find and click on the sign up link at the top right-hand corner of the page, and then we're going to select out of the 3 options there, we're going to select parent. Once we've done that, it'll bring us to a second screen. This second screen will ask us for our 12-digit access code. Okay, so this is what the school has mailed out to your homes. Once you enter that 12-digit access code, you hit continue in the blue box, and you'll be taken to our third step, where you will complete the account by adding your first and last name, the email that you're using, and creating and confirming a password. You will also have to check the second box that says by clicking register, you are agreeing to our privacy policy and terms of use. Once you have checked that box and filled out all of the above fields, click on Register to finalize the creation of your account. I do have a recommendation for parents. Please make sure that the email that you use to create your Schoology account matches the one that is on file for you at your student's school. So if you have just created a new one or will be creating a new email in the future, it's important to share that email with the school. This helps parents receive all notifications and messages regarding their student. Let's continue on to how to navigate Schoology. Here are some of the basics for beginning to use Schoology. So if you look at number 1, this is outlined the student activity. Okay, so this is where any activity, any recent submission, any grade, or any newly posted information pertaining to your student will be visible. Number 2 shows us the enrollments, and here's where you'll find courses that your student is enrolled in and possibly a grade. Now, the teacher can choose not to display the grade while the course is in progress. If they choose to do so, that area will be blank. Number 3 shows us our recent grades and attendance. So these are a list of graded assignments, any graded tests and quizzes, discussions, and attendance marks for your student. Number 4 shows us the overdue section. So this is where you can find a list of course material that was not turned in by its due date. Okay, very important. Anything overdue will show up here. We don't want to have anything in this section. Okay. Number 5 shows us the assignments and/or events that will be coming up soon, thus titled Upcoming section. So anything that has a set due date will appear here. Number 6 are our courses. This is a list of what courses or classes your students are enrolled in for this school year. Number 7 is where we can see groups. Groups can be created for extracurricular activities, teams, clubs, school projects, etc. Here, students will find information pertaining to only that subject. For example, if your student is an ACES student, right? If they participate regularly in the after-school program, and there's a group for this program, then any updates or any upcoming, anything pertaining to the after-school program will be posted on that group, like a group chat, right? Or, for example, if your student belongs to a sport, right? Say the basketball team. If the basketball team has a group, then anything pertaining to the basketball team, any updates, any new information pertaining to that will be posted in the group chat. Moving on to our number 8, this is where you'll find, and we'll find a couple options here. If we follow the red line down to the bottom, we see 3 different subcategories. So under grades, this is what we're going to find. First off, we're going to find an option for a grade report. This is printable grade for each course. Okay? Under that grade report, we see a mastery option. This shows a student's progress for set learning objectives. So this will show you how well your student is understanding the course material. Okay? And then finally, underneath that, we see attendance. So this shows attendance for all courses just to make sure that your student is logging in the way they need to be. And our last number on here, number 9, is our calendar. So this shows any old assignments, any new events, anything, everything that has ever had a set due date will be shown on here, okay? And you can always see more information in any of these categories by hovering or clicking on the title of the course, the grade, or the event to see more details. Okay, moving on to our our views. So this is what you're going to see when you log in as a parent. This is our parent view. You'll notice some of those navigation options that we covered when we were going over the basics just now. You do have the ability to view your students' recent activity, their courses, groups, and any upcoming events. There are main functions for parents' accounts that can be found at the top right of the page next to the parent name. These include the ability to search, to view supporting applications, the use of a calendar within Schoology, an email function to contact teachers, and finally, parents can receive notifications regarding their student. Also, parents have the ability to view as a student. So as you can see outlined in the red box, when a parent is viewing as a student, you will have a blue bar that goes across the top saying you are viewing as which student. When you are viewing as a student, parents will have read-only access. So this just means that parents cannot submit, cannot post, and cannot access material on behalf of their student. Parents will be able to see any posts, uploaded media, and a list of completed assignments with the submission date and the submission time. And that is in order to help keep students on track with classroom coursework. Something important to note, each school site may have different permissions set for parent accounts in Schoology. Some content or posts may be hidden depending on the settings established. Now we're going to be looking at that student view. So when your student, their initial login, it will bring them to their recent activity page. Here they will see all comments and updates for the school, their courses, and any groups that they participate in. So filtering options for their recent activity are available and highlighted by the red box. Those options are most recent, updates, and polls. From that same initial login page, the course dashboard will be accessible to them. Here, your student can view all of their courses in tiles like the ones that you see on screen right now. They can be reorganized however your student would like to make it easier for them to access it. The student can click on any of the tiles to go directly to the main page for that course to see more detailed information for it. On that same page, there is also an upcoming section where any events, assignments, tests, or quizzes and discussions with any due dates will appear. Your student can hover over each item in the list to display the course or the group that it's connected to. These upcoming events are also on the calendar, and we're going to cover that a little bit farther along. When your student needs to access grades and attendance, they can go to the top of the page, click on the grades option, and here we're going to select either or. Okay? In this case, we're going to be looking at the grade report. When we are looking at that report, your student will see a breakdown of their grades for each separate course. They can view graded items, what grade they received, the maximum number of points available, and any comments made by their teacher. A student report can also be downloaded by clicking on the button on the top right-hand side of the page after the grade report is selected. So there is an important note I want to make here. Grades in Schoology, they're not your final grade. Okay, so all final grades or all real-time grades will be found in PowerSchool. To access their attendance, we will once again go to the top of the page, click on grades, and this time we're going to select attendance. This will display a record of the days that your student was marked either absent, late, or if it was an excused absence, for each of their courses. Instructors can leave comments, which will appear in the comments section right underneath those 3 categories. Another important note to make, depending on the permissions in place by your student's school site, those grades and other content may not be available for viewing. So that's why it's always a good idea to maintain open communication with your students' teachers and their school to stay up to date with matters concerning their schooling. Students can also search in Schoology, so they have access to those main 5 functions just like the parents in their parent account. To search in Schoology, your student will need to click on the magnifying icon at the top of the page and enter whatever it is they're looking for. Teachers, courses, groups, or assignments are all examples of items that can be found using the search tool. Within Schoology, students have access to an app center that allows teachers to provide content and material that will help your students continue learning and practicing that coursework through supporting applications. To see which apps are available to your student, they will need to click on the icon of the 4 squares at the top of the page. As you can see on screen, it looks like a little window. Not all students will have access to those same applications, so that really depends on the teacher, what applications they like and use, and what courses that they are enrolled in. Some examples of these types of applications are Desmos, Discovery Education, Nearpod, Destiny, PBIS Rewards, and StudySync, among many others. Also on screen, you'll see 2 examples of supporting apps available for 2 different students. The shorter list belongs to an elementary school student, while the longer list belongs to a high school student. It is expected that the more courses your student is enrolled in, the more supporting apps they will have for their coursework. Here's that calendar we were talking about. The Schoology calendar is an important tool to keep your student organized and have all of that important information easily accessible. By clicking on the calendar icon, they can view items by month, by week, or by date. Items within the calendar are also color-coded depending on what course or group they're related to. Due dates for assignments, assessments, and other important course-related events are automatically added to your student's calendar. These are managed by their teacher or their instructor. Students can also add personal events in the calendar if they should wish. So once they're in this calendar, students can create an event by double-clicking anywhere inside of it. They will need to fill out the event form that automatically pops up and will have the option to attach any document, any link, or any resource should they need to. They will need to click on Create to finalize the event, and as soon as the event is created, it'll appear in the calendar and it can be dragged and dropped to be moved around should anything change. All right, we're moving on to messages. So once again, depending on the settings in place at your student's school, they may be able to receive and send messages from teachers at their school. So to send a message, they would need to click on the envelope icon at the top of the page and select New Message. Fill out each section of the pop-up dialog box that comes up and attach, once again, files, links, or resources should they need to. Once all of that is done, they can click Send to finish. When checking for new messages, your student will once again go to the top of the page and click on that little envelope icon. But if you notice up at the top, that envelope icon has a little bubble, a little yellow bubble with a little number in it. That number is an updated number of how many unread messages are waiting for your student in their inbox. To see them, they can click on the icon, and then from the drop-down menu, they will be able to select a message to read, or they can hit the View All option, and this will take them to their, the inbox. To reply to a message, all your student needs to do is enter a comment in the comment section under the message in that same email. Once they've entered their comment, just hit send and they will have responded. So something to be aware of, if your student is unable to send a message to other students or other users, please reach out to their teacher with a phone call. They should be able to send messages at least to their teachers. The last part of this page that we'll be covering is the notifications. The notifications is represented by the bell icon at the top of the page. Notifications may be sent to your student, and an updated number will also display next to that bell icon, just like the envelope icon for emails, unread emails. The number there will represent the number of notifications that your student has yet to view. Okay, so those notifications are shown in order by due date and time. Your student will also receive RSVP requests, like calendar invites, to calendar events, which will also be shown as notifications, but they have their own subcategory, if you will. By clicking on any item noted or listed under notifications, your student will be able to see any related content. On a final note, the Schoology app is available for download. Okay, so MCS's Information and Technology Department has created a video to help support parents in creating their accounts. Yay! So once parents have signed up on Schoology.com, please sign up on the web first. It's a lot easier. Once you have done that, just enter the login information to get access through the app. Once you are logged in, parents will see the control menu for their account. I would also like to share the link for the Schoology support website, support.schoology.com. Here they have much more detailed information for both parent and student accounts. The link is in blue on the screen. That ends the presentation for today. I know that was a lot of information, but hopefully you can see that this application, Schoology, simply put, is a digital classroom. It's designed to maintain your student's connection with their teacher and their school, and everything that your student needs will be posted and readily available for them on Schoology. Okay, they will use Schoology to receive and submit assignments, check their progress, and keep track of their courses. We do believe that once you are signed up, like anything else, using the application to gain experience will definitely help you navigate through it with more ease in the future. Now I'd like to share some important resources with everyone, and then I'll take a couple of questions. The last slide of this presentation will contain our contact information for further parent assistance. For our class schedules and much more upcoming, you can go to Modesto City Schools website and click on the new Parent and Student Help Centers. Please take time to explore these help centers. One is specifically for parents, the other is specifically for students. These new sites provide how-to videos, trainings for our most used applications, and there is so much more on there to explore when looking for parent and student help and support. Once you've clicked on the Parent and Student Help Centers, it will bring you to this web page. You can then click on the training calendar, and it will take you to our upcoming classes. Also on the Parent and Student Help Centers, if you scroll down just a little, you will find the following parent tools. This is where parents can find guides and videos on our three main applications, PowerSchool, School Messenger, and Schoology. Just like our virtual meeting today, these will walk you through how to create an account and use the features available. Now, after clicking on that training calendar, it will bring you to the Parent and Training's events calendar. Here you can find all of our current classes, and you can click on any of them to find the meetings or the meeting links and join us. In addition, please feel free to explore this webpage as well. Our Student, Parent, and Community Support Department will post our upcoming district parent classes on this page. At this time, we'll be taking a few questions and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you so much, Cynthia. What a great presentation. We actually do have a couple questions, so let's go ahead and get started. Our first question is, what is the difference between the three applications, Go School Messenger, Schoology, and PowerSchool?
Awesome question, thank you. So the three differences between the three applications, first off, let's go with Go School Messenger. So Go School Messenger is basically your communication hub. This is where you will receive messages from teachers, from school sites, or from the district. So it's very important to know only those three can initiate messages in Go School Messenger. Okay? And this is where you can customize how you want to receive those messages. Do you want phone calls? Do you want text messages? Or do you want emails? It's all up to you. Moving on to Schoology, like we mentioned, Schoology basically is the digital classroom during distance learning. Everything that your student would normally be doing in their classroom, getting assignments, creating coursework, learning their learning objectives, this is where it's going to happen. Okay, everything is on Schoology. And then PowerSchool. PowerSchool is where you are going to find in real time grades and assistance for your student. I hope I answered that.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much. Our next question is, when or where can I get my access codes?
Great question. As I mentioned earlier in the presentation, the schools should have mailed out your access codes to your address. However, if for whatever reason you haven't received yours, or maybe you did and you misplaced it and you don't know where it is anymore, you can always give a call to your school site and see if they can give it to you over the phone. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, and our next question, can parents create a separate account or separate accounts?
Yes. So parents can create their own parent account. Say it's mom and dad, right? Mom and dad both want to have a Schoology account for their students. You would use separate email addresses, but the same access code. Okay. Thank you for your question.
Thank you. All right, so our next parent is asking, does Schoology and PowerSchool systems communicate with each other in terms of grades and assignments?
Good question. Ooh. Okay, so the systems do communicate with each other, but just because one is updated doesn't mean the other one will. So those synchronization times are different, 100% different. So if you are looking for real-time grades and assistance, PowerSchool is the account to check. If you are looking for anything related to your student's course work, then Schoology is where you want to go, okay? But remember, all final grades will be found in PowerSchool.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so our next question, I have two students. One is in 3rd grade and another is in high school, both in MCS. can I see both students in Schoology?
Yes, you should be able to see both of your students. In the case that you do not, definitely look into, there is a little arrow on the right-hand side, the top right-hand side of the page by the parent name. There's a little arrow. If you do not see that your student is under your account automatically when you create it, click on that arrow and there is a little add child option. Click on the add child option. It's going to ask you for a child code. This is the same 12-digit access code that you created your account with initially. Okay, go ahead and try that. If that doesn't work, then you can give our technology support hotline a call. The number for that is 209-574-8600. Okay. Thank you for your question.
Thank you once again, Cynthia. All right, and our next question. Do students have to use the parent account to enter Schoology?
No. As far as if you want your student to complete their coursework, then no. Don't have them log in through your parent account. They have their own separate student account that they access through their Chromebook or HP laptop, whatever it is that they have. If they log in through a parent account, they will not be able to access any of their coursework, so they really won't be able to get anything done. We'll have them log in through their student accounts. That is the only way they're going to be able to do that coursework, receive those assignments, and submit any homework that they have.
All right, thank you. These are some great questions. All right, so the next question is, what is the difference between distant learning and MVA?
So let's start with MVA. So MVA is our Modesto Virtual Academy. So in order for the students to be enrolled in MVA, parents had to have submitted an application indicating that they wanted their student enrolled in the virtual academy. Okay, if you did not submit, or if your parent did not submit an application, then you are just a distance learning student. Okay, both are online programs, they're just a little bit different in the requirements. So everyone that submitted an application for MVA and got confirmation that you were enrolled, you are in the Modesto Virtual Academy. Everyone else is considered a distance learner. For our MVA students, they are using Schoology to do all of their work, just like distance students. The only difference is that MVA only checks in with teachers once a week. Okay, so one time a week. Distance learning, on the other hand, is also using Schoology. However, they are checking in on a daily basis. Okay, so these are the kids that have to be logged in starting at 8:30 in the morning and up until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, so I hope that answers your question.
Okay, thank you so much, Cynthia. And looks like we have one last question. Who can help me with logging issues?
Yes, so any issues that with your login that you know you're typing in your email address correctly and you know you're using the correct password, anything outside of that is actually a question for our technology support department. So that number is, once again, 209-574-8600. Okay, 209-574-8600. Okay, so go ahead and give them a call. If for any reason your call goes to voicemail, please leave your name, your phone number, and whatever it is, a short message describing the issue you're having, so that our IT department can get back to you when they have a chance. Okay, and remember, please be patient. Our IT department is working very hard. They've been working very hard since before, since March. So please be patient and just hang in there. Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you, Cynthia. And it looks like we don't have any more questions.
Perfect. So here is that last slide of the presentation, and here is where our department contact information is available for everyone. Please feel free to contact us for any questions that you have or any questions that were not answered during this presentation. Once again, thank you everyone for joining us today. Goodbye, take care, and I will see you next time.